Welcome to Steel Curtain Productions. Please hit the like and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. All right. Go Steelers, go. Yes, this is an exciting one. Yeah, just like the title says. I mean, we had the Raiders in. This is October 14th, day after Sunday. It's Thanksgiving weekend up here in Canada. So, a little tricky with being able to watch this game fully. But I projected a victory here for us. If we couldn't win this, that we were in really big trouble. Um, Kind of a sad story when you look at the Raiders. They were so, it's almost like they took a turn for, they were building something pretty good there for a while. And it's like they dismantled and went a different direction. So back in the starting blocks for them, it looks like that's what I see when I see the Raiders. And I'm sorry, to me, they'll always be Oakland. I don't care what they have to say. You can move all you want. I still say you're the Oakland Raiders, and that is that in my books. Um, so very straightforward. This was a decisive victory, 32-13. We'll give you the stats first. Total yards 293 to 275 for the Steelers. Passing yards 227 to 145 for the Raiders. They led in the passing department. Rushing yards, I like seeing us win the ground battle. We can do this regularly if we put our minds to it. And the last couple of weeks, we kind of went down in that area. Wasn't too thrilled. Anyway, 183 to 57 for us. I mean, that's a huge um, tip of the scale. Plays 62 to 60, close in that in total plays. Average per yard was fairly close as well. 4.7 for the Steelers, 4.6 for the Raiders. First downs 18 to 16 for the Steelers. So they moved the ball well as well. Third down efficiency. This is huge, and this is what I find tends to be one of the key factors of winning ball games, and it's 31-18 in third down efficiency. You got to have that on. You got to be able to capitalize on your third downs. Penalties 7-4. This is where the Steelers get themselves in trouble all the time. I've noticed, and again, thankfully we came out, that we had such a decisive victory. But you can't keep getting those penalties continually, or it's going to come to bite you in the ass and bottom dollar, especially when you play the elite teams. You're not going to do so well in that department. You keep doing that. Penalty yards 50 to 42 for the Steelers. Again, these penalties, they got to get a grip on them. Turnovers. This was the great thing with that. We forced them into 3 turnovers. Nice to see, and that's been one of the great executions of Steelers ball. So thank goodness for that. Tackles, we were down in that department a bit, and they were up 70 to 58. So that was kind of shocking. Fields got sacked once. We sacked their quarterback 3 times. Sack yards lost 35. We lost. I mean, come on now to 9. That's just when you see those type of numbers, you're like kind of surprised the score was what it was. Then anyway, time of possession. This is the other key component to victories. 31 uh, minutes and 51 seconds. 28 point. Of course, this channel here that I'm taking it off I believe it's off of Sportsnet. Doesn't It gives me the dot, but it doesn't tell me the seconds. It cuts it off. That's how well they do their page. So they had the ball for 28 minutes. So we beat them in that department, and you got to win those. You have to. Time possession is crucial. Keeping your offense on the field and giving your defense a break. It's crucial. Okay, so first quarter, we start the game off at 10-24. Boswell, of course, 52-yard field goal. This guy's money in the bank. I just love what he does. So it's 3-0 Steelers. Then at 4:24, the Raiders respond. Um, and they get a touchdown from Matheson, and he seems to be quite a weapon for them. He runs the ball very well. So they were up 7-3. Second quarter, we respond. We reply at 12-17. Of course, who's our key man? A lot of the time, Boswell, who keeps us in games, 49-yard field goals. Again, money in the bank. And then at 34 seconds left, Justin Fields scrambles left for a 3-yard touchdown. That made it 12-7 with a 2-point conversion attempt that was incomplete. But Justin's he's such a weapon when he's running. He's so athletic, and it's one thing I like about his game is gives us back that mobility. I mean, Ben had that a bit, in Ben's prime, he could run the ball well, and when he got older, that seemed to hurt us because nobody else seemed to run the ball like Ben. That in our replacement groups. So good to see a young quarterback like Fields is doing good, and I think that's why they keep going back to him. Okay, so then at 0.30 for we tried the 2-point conversion, which was incomplete. We go into the third quarter at 9:24, 37-yard field goal. There's going to be money in the bank for Boswell, of course. 15-7, the Steelers are up. 4:21, Harris rushed left, 36-yard touchdown. And Harris looked good and strong. I mean, when you seen that the stretch out for 5 yards, incredible stretch out, breaking the plane, 22-7. I love Harris, and I just hope we get him signed up soon for his new contract. You don't want to have him walk away. Okay, people can say what they want, but this guy gets a lot of tough yardage, and sometimes, I think if anything hinders him, he's bigger, bulkier, so he's going to be slower than when you see. And it was nice to see Warren back. Gives us that alternate with the speed factor. But with Harris, once he gets motoring those legs, you're in trouble because try to stop him, it's like a freight train. So I like what Harris brings to us, always have. A lot of times when we have a hard time getting any running yardage, it's usually on our line, not making the openings. So fourth quarter, Justin Fields once again rushes left and touchdown, and extra point Boswell again. So at that point we're 29-7, and at 4:54, O'Connell pass short, complete to Wilkerson, 9-yard touchdown, and their 2-point conversion is incomplete. Final score, or no, not final score. Sorry, at that point it's 29-13. They miss it. Their 2-point conversion. Then at 3:58, Boswell scores, of course, 36-yard field goal, 32-13. That is your final score. The takeaways, like I said, Mika looked great in this, very effective. What could you say? Fryermouth seemed to have a good game, and he had a good blocking game. Not getting caught up in holding so much and stuff like that, and he was effective. I mean, and that's why I say keep Fryermuth involved in your offense. I think if you alternate guys like that and move the ball around, you're going to have more efficiency getting the ball up the field, getting some traction to your sets of plays. So that to me, I think is crucial. I still say, and I've been saying, I guess we'll have to wait till next year to look at, finding that extra piece as a wide receiver because it's evident we're going with what we got to go with, and that's with what we have. But good to see us. This was a victory you had to, decisive victory. They were pretty much, but I mean, we can't be, when you look at it, there's some factors here. I always there's certain things I still think there's improvements in the middle linebacker, uh, secondary area that we have to make adjustments. I don't, I'm not so certain it's the personnel. I'm not, just not certain. We could probably use some improvement there, but again, that's probably a next year thing. And you did notice that we pulled in an offensive lineman That was previous years with the Falcons, so that we were getting banged up quite well. We had a lot of injuries, so it was good to see Warren back. That's a big boost to our offense, and we needed that. And that was showed it showed the difference in it because you're playing a team that you have to win that game. That's a game that it's not a major death rate. You can't take any game for granted. However, you have to win the games you must win, and that's a must-win game. And now we start getting the Jets. We got them next week, and so anyway, go Steelers, go Steelers Nation, go. So please, again, hit the like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the video as we try to grow a strong community here of giving you reviews, insights to what went on the field, and we tend to stay away from Rumorville. And then you'll notice I don't jump on. I know it brings videos, and maybe that's people will say, "Why don't you jump into the gossip?" I just don't like the gossip. I like factual info, so that's what I like to put out there. It gives me an integral channel. So that's what I tend to lean towards for myself. So anyway, we have the Jets next week, and this one's an iffy game. Anytime you play Aaron Rodgers, and he's been always so effective against us that can't take this for granted. So this is a game. It's going to be. We're going to have to be on our toes. I know, the Jets aren't the elite team, but they're always a threat when you got a guy like uh, Aaron Rodgers there, and we're not at the elite status either. So we're going to have to be on our game and no taking nothing for granted. Got to get those penalties down. Got to. He'll make you pay. So anywho, um, it's a game we can win if we stay as a group and stay solid. We should be able to take this game, and we better take this game, in my opinion, because we got some real tough ones coming after this game next week. When you think you got the Commanders, I believe, after the Jets, Washington's no team to take lightly anymore. They're becoming one of the elite NFC teams. So they were always on the. They always made it built a good defense, but they're inclining, and that team is moving forward, becoming one of the front runners over there, just silently doing it. So not with a bunch of big bang. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to have to take advantage of this Jets game. We have to, because the tough games start. Because after the Commanders, then we go into, which we knew was coming. We get into our divisional rivals, and those are always deadly. And I think there's teams better in it than us. Um, Good to see that the Browns are choking. I don't know what's wrong with that team. I can't figure that out. There's a team that should have been battling with the Ravens. Can't figure out what the problem is there. It almost looks like it's just a team issue, where a locker room type thing. I don't know if it's a locker room or coaching thing, but they just can't seem to get it together. And they got such great. When you look at them on paper, they look solid. So we better be ready for that, because now, once we get the Jets behind us, the tough part of the season starts, where it counts. And this is going to be a real challenge for us. We don't, we got a lot of question marks ourselves. Can't take nothing for, and we got to clean up the little messy things that we're doing wrong. Like I say, our secondary, just allowing plays in between our secondary and our linebackers getting on point together. Just there seems to be some issues we got to clean up there. Thank God for Minka, and thank God for the front line, T.J. Watt. We can always count on. So thank God for him. And Hayward. Those guys are usually fairly solid on line for us, and the line's not usually our issue, but you get backfield a bit, and it's between the secondary and their linebackers. I don't know if it's communication that they're having an issue with, but they leave a little far too many gaps. It's almost like they don't know how to close in properly, and just some of the plays, how we play some of them, I'm just not convinced. I think we need a lot of work there. That's my opinion. So, going to be interesting. We got to take that game with the Jets if we want any hope of having a playoff shot, because the games are going to get a whole lot tougher once we're done with the Jets. And I mean, you might as well look at everything as playoff games from there on in, because most of them are divisional games. And the Commanders, they're no easy walk in the park. Actually, I think we got the Giants in there too, so we might have one easy game there. I got to look at that schedule again. But Giants, we could, again, don't take them for granted, but we should be able to take that one. Those are the games we have to take when they come. But though I wouldn't count on that Commanders game going our way, and we're going to have to really up the ante and clean it up when we play them in our own division. So that being said, very proud of the way the boys handled this. They did what they were supposed to, and it was evident that you've seen all, and that's what I'm talking about. Rumorville. It was saying that they were going to inject. A lot of channels were going, oh, it's going to be Russell Wilson's taking the cord, and they put out these false stories. And I don't like to bite on those stories. Sometimes reporters just want to make a story. Of course, make some money. But so I don't bite on them. I wait to see what the week is going to bring. I'm even to the point where I wait to see what's on the field. And it's evident that Justin Fields, this kid, it's evidence the Steelers seem to have faith in him. He's building up some faith. And he's got to be outworking Russell. And it's a good sign for us. And it's kind of a wise sign where he very well could be our future guy. And so they might as well put the weight on and test this kid with how he performs under pressure. So good on Fields. He's doing a great job. Steelers are doing a good job. They got some things, like I said, to clean up here and there. Got to get the penalties cleaned up, and got to work on that area of our weak area on defenses between linebackers in the secondary. We got to figure out whether that's a coaching error they got to get cleaned up, or is it guys not coming through. I don't know. Well, it's something we'll see more of as the season goes on. But very proud of that they did it, not taking it lightly, because sometimes you can lose games by taking your opponents for granted. So, way to go, Steelers. Way to go, Steelers Nation. Hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right-hand corner. Thank you to my followers, and let's grow this channel. Good, solid, factual channel that we hold our podcast up with integrity for this channel. And so, thank you. You've seen it here at Steel Curtain Productions. Hopefully, we'll get that defense to live up to the name of Steel Curtain. Thank you for watching. We will catch you at the end of the review of next week's game against the Jets. And I know you guys in the States haven't had your Thanksgiving yet. I think yours is next month. Anyway, God bless. Catch you in the next one. Go Steelers, go.